This is a review of your lesson from October 23rd, 2020. This week I organized your notes in a slightly different format. We have warm-ups, tunes, and then new stuff. In the warm-ups we have the scale. We also have the D to E transition and the D throw scale. Now in the scale section I failed to actually write down on your notes that we're going to do the G grace note scale as well as the normal scale. So to start, we're going to do the regular scale at 57 beats per minute. You can hear it in the background. The purpose of this is to play with me. I want you to use AirPods or earbuds of some kind so you can hear very closely what's happening and try to match. So we'll do the regular scale from the bottom back up and back down. Ready? 1, 2. Now what you want to make sure is that your D to E transition is clean, and that can be pretty tricky. I went ahead and challenged you during the lesson to do this on its own, and I called it the D to E transition at 57 beats per minute, and what we're going to do is 4 of those transitions. So up, down, up, so D, E, D, E, D, E, D, E. 4 of them at 57 beats per minute. Your job is to be listening for clarity on the transition, specifically when you're coming down from E, going down to D. Right here, you have to do a grace note, right? You get in the E position or D position, and then what you want to do is you want to make sure that you bring the E finger down a hair earlier than the G. Not a lot. Technically, they should come down together, but to help your fingers get this right, you want to go where the ring finger touches just a touch first. So 57 beats per minute, 4 of those D to E transitions. So this is without a grace note. First although we'll do that was with grace note. First it's without. Ready? 1, 2. Okay, so that was without the grace note. Now we're going to do it with the grace note, and we're going to slow it down. Okay, it's the same idea though of lifting that or lowering that E finger just a little bit sooner than the G when you're going from E to D, so you don't get any crossing sounds. All right, so not slower. Listen to the beat. It's 4 sets. All right, we're going to start with our D fingers in the air and our G grace note finger in the air, and it's going to go. So I want you to listen carefully along with the recording when you play that with me, and maybe pause it at the end, go back, do it again, or do it on your own. All right. The next topic that we covered was the D throw scale, and it's been a while since you've actually done this as a scale for me up until today's lesson. You used to play it more frequently, so we're just bringing it back in as a review item. It's on page 75 of the Green Book. Yeah. All right. And we're going to start on low A and go up the scale. Ready? 1, 2. If that's too fast, play it on your own. Try to play it with the recording as much as you can. The next thing we did was we played Scots Wha Hae together, and the whole purpose of this is to play it, well, together in a nice regular tempo. And so the tempo that we chose was about 40 beats per minute. And the purpose of this is for you to play it with me, just like we do in person. All right? We're going to do it with repeats, okay? And here's the beat. It's not particularly fast. So here we go. And ready? 1, 2. So you'll notice that I did not stop to let you go to the page with part 2. You'll have to pause the video at the right time to do that yourself. It's about 5 minutes and 45 seconds into the video where that occurs. So the whole point of that is to play together. You may recall at the lesson we worked on the ending phrase quite a bit, right? We went right? Again. So you want to get that ending phrase confident. All right. The next thing we worked on was the Glasgow Police Piper's Jig. And we worked on it at a tempo. We played it together, actually, which was great. And we were doing it at a tempo of about 35 beats per minute, which is like this. But without the triplets, it's a little bit boring. So we added the triplets, and you had requested that, which is very smart. So now you can kind of hear the triplets in there. We're going to play the whole tune at 35. This is the part where I was asking you to try to definitely make sure you have AirPods of some kind to listen to the recording, some kind of ear jack or microphone, or headphones, excuse me. Okay, so here's Glasgow Police Piper's Jig at 35 beats per minute. And for the sake of time, we're going to only play each part one time. So, ready? 1, 2. All right, very good. If there were parts in there that were giving you trouble, you want to pause the video at those locations and fix it. Try to make it right, and have fun with that. Okay, it's gonna be fun to play that with you next week. The last thing we went over was a new doubling scale. It's called the high G doubling, or double high G, and it is in the back of the green book, probably on page 76 or something like that. Yeah, it looks like it's on page 76. Yeah. So it's on page 76. It's the second one from the top. And this doubling shows up in the second part of Scots Wha Hae. And it goes like this, from low A. So it's just some melody note, G grace note to F, back up to high G. And the key here is when you're on the low hand, you're lifting all these three fingers at the top hand off, and then just dropping the G finger to get that grace note back up to high G. Let's go ahead and do this nice and slowly. 1, 2. And that last one is just high A, F to high G. Happy chantering!